Memories and Melodies, man. Fucking December 9th. It's going to be out everywhere. In your phones, in your grandma's phone. You know what I'm saying? On Napster, on MySpace. It's going to be everywhere. Xbox, fucking Microsoft 360, all that shit. Nova the King, you know what I'm saying? If Memories and Melodies is coming out December 9th, man. Check it out. I appreciate it.
I said I feel like I'm Pablo. Feeling like a desperado.
When making music, would you say that you more make music that is just, this is for me, I make music for myself, and I'll just share it with the world. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. Or would you say you do actually sit there and like, I want to gear this towards my fans, towards a certain genre of people, certain group of people, so that they will like it. So I'm going to do certain things. Well, what would you say? Or would you say it's more of a mixture of both?
For sure, the first one.
Okay.
For sure. So this is a deeper conversation, man.
Yes.
This conversation is like a whole pod in itself.
I wanted to at least get surface level with this conversation with you for sure.
Dude, that is a great question, and that is a debate I have amongst my peers and my homies often, where it's like, what are you making music for? Who are you making music for? I feel like that's something that every artist has to ask themselves. So I appreciate you asking. For sure, I make music for myself first and foremost, because as I told you guys, like for me, music was an escape or a way to channel my emotions. And I really feel like music is therapy for me, which I think we talked about a little bit earlier. Maybe it was off pod, but we talked about how music can be an escape and it's therapeutic.
Yes.
Recording and listening, you know what I mean? I think you were telling me like you hear certain songs and like you'll cry or you'll really resonate with you.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like a lot of us feel that way.
Absolutely.
So as an artist, dude, I've just been blessed by God to have the ability to channel my emotions into a song or music, you know? So I definitely make music for myself first and foremost, because I have so much unreleased music, so much. So it's like I'm listening to it all the time. And, you know, you guys aren't even hearing probably like 10% of the music that I have. So it's like, obviously it's for me. But at the flip side of that, not that I intentionally try to make a song for anyone, but I feel like as an artist, for me personally, sometimes I'll know like, all right, the direction of this song or the vibe of this song is more of a turn up song or more of like a more commercial or mainstream type of song.
Absolutely.
Whereas if I'm making a song that's very introspective or whatever, you know, whatever the type of song may be, you kind of just differentiate, you know?
That's an amazing answer, right? Because at some point, when you look at it, does Drake go into an album right now and say, yeah, I've been rapping a lot. I've had a lot of bangers, a lot of just kind of more trap beats, and a song for my ladies yet. Does he go in or does it just come naturally? You know what I mean? So that's something that, like, it's interesting to see in artists, because sometimes you know exactly when people are making music for themselves and they just share it with you, where I would say with the Kendrick, I feel like a lot more of his music, especially his newer music, you hear that it's more, I made this for me, I'm just sharing it with the world. Whereas sometimes when you have a bigger artist like a Drake, where he's damn near worldwide at this point, it's like maybe I there's certain fan bases I kind of have to please when I'm
Absolutely
creating an album.
I know what you're saying for sure. Like, I think before you can get to I feel like before you can get to who are you making music for, you have to first differentiate like, what music do I like to make?
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
What music do you feel is good? Right? Because basically, like, as an artist, you want to make shit you like.
Yeah.
But then it's like there comes to be like a point where you're like, all right, now I'm talented enough, or I have enough success or support where I'm like, okay. Also, I feel like you can't be stagnated as an artist, and I feel like that can detriment a lot of artists. Like, if you just continue to don't show any evolution, I feel like that can be a detriment.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. The longevity of it, because everybody that's evolved has progressed over time in the artist realm, no matter what they're doing.
Exactly. And honestly, bro, I may be a little bit all over the place because I'm a little zooted right now.
Yeah.
We're having a good convo, but what I was trying to say earlier was you have to decide, like, is music a passion for me,
Mm-hmm.
or do I want to be an artist for real?
Right.
Because there's nothing wrong with it just being a passion or something you love to do. Then it would be just for you.
Right.
And if you're not trying to make it as like a business or your main career, then it would only be just for you, correct?
Exactly.
But if you're trying to be successful as an artist or a musician or a rapper, singer, whatever, then it's you have to appease to them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make music that people will enjoy,
Exactly.
right? That's kind of what I'm thinking is like the best answer for me is like, look, you go into it first and foremost, who are you making music for and why are you making music?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of us probably just go into it because like, oh, I love making music. I'm having fun with my friends or whatever the case may be. It comes to a point where it's like, okay, but is it a passion? And if it is, that's fine, dude. That's fire. Do you? But if you're trying to be successful, then you have to, in a way, market yourself.
Absolutely.
Oh, shit. In
Yeah.
a way, you have to market yourself and you have to, in a way, do things that we don't want to do as artists.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's where it comes to where you're like, did you make this song or this album for us or for this type of sound? Because like you can kind of hear it sometimes with artists where you're like, you don't seem to like enjoy this or, you know, you don't seem to, I don't know.
You going through the motions.
You're going through the motions.
Yeah.
You're going through the motions.
Absolutely. No, it's funny because for me personally as an artist, like one thing that I don't really, it's not that I don't like to do, but no, I'm gonna tell the truth. Something that I don't necessarily like to do as much anymore, right, is like rap. Like just sit there and like spit bar. I can do it and I'm good at it. And
Right.
like I can sit there and like write a Fire 16 and rap it. But like when I'm making music for like sitting there actually making music, constructing music, it's a lot more melodic. It's a lot more singing. It's a lot more R&B because that's really what I listen to on more of a day-to-day basis, right? So it's just funny because then Vicious will hit me, right? Vicious will be like, yo.
Shout out Vicious.
Hey, shout out Vicious. That's my brother. Vicious will hit me like, yo, I got something. I need you. And I'll be like, all right. And then it'll just awake the rapping in me. And then I'm rapping for like 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, I'm just I can't even get nothing singing now.
That's
so
the
it's
beauty
just,
of music.
It's so funny to me. Like, and that's why I say like, it really makes you think like, who do you do it for and why do you do it? And like, I think that real fans, like the real fans of an artist will love the music when it's more personal to you. That's when they really love it. Like, I feel like that's why we love, like, some of the best Drake songs, in my opinion, are the ones where it's like, oh, he's really talking right now. Like, he's actually going through some shit. Like the 30 for 30s or the last track off of Her Loss. Like, when he's sitting there, like, I'm spitting, like, this is actually how I'm feeling. Like, you're like, oh, I feel that a lot more than, even though God's Plan go crazy, God's Plan is fire, but it just don't hit like some of those other ones when he's really like, this is truly who I am type shit.
I agree 100%, but I also feel like, and I don't want to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I just feel like they both hit.
Absolutely.
They both hit. So
Absolutely.
it's like you just choose what you like, and that's the beauty of music. It's all subjective. There's no like, this is good and only this is good. It's literally art. At the end of the day, I'm of the mindset that like music is art, right? And it's like it's not just content.
Yes.
It's not just fucking everything is art to me. To me personally, bro, everything is art. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's subjective, man. You know, and it's like you could love God's Plan, you could love fucking Marvin's Room, you could love fucking all whatever, but it's what you like, you know?
Exactly.
Someone's gonna like it.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that it's kind of a double-edged sword because I feel like when they're making music, they're making it for themselves. I mean, however anybody personalizes with it is kind of on them.
Facts.
But when it comes down to it, they make that choice when they go into mainstream. If you want to go mainstream, you want to be part of a label, at this point, realize that it's a business. And now what you're making, the music that you're making, is being manufactured to make money. You know what I mean? So it's like, as an artist, you can have personal feelings about that, but at the end of the day, these are choices that you're making when you're doing that. And now there's another choice. You can say, no, I don't want to make the songs that I don't want to make. Well, now at that point, you're violating a contract if you choose to go that route, if you're not independent. So it's like, I feel like it's really a double-edged sword. I feel like everybody's making music for themselves, but when it comes down to it, or what are the choices you're going to make after that when you do get chances to do other things if you don't want to stay independent the whole time?
That's true.
Because you can make all the music you want to make if you stay independent the entire time.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
I don't even think it's an independent or not discussion. I think it's really just like the artist himself or herself. Like, who are you making music for?
But do you think that people are out there making music for not them, period? Do you think that they're like
Yes.
they
Yes,
have
absolutely.
but they have a gift and that they're
Mhm.
just making music
Yes.
for not
True,
them?
for
Yes.
sure.
Really?
Absolutely. I
Yes.
feel like there's
Because
people
I feel like
who
it's
go
a
there.
passionate thing.
No, I think there's people who are so talented that they just go in there and they can literally read off a script almost and sing stuff that they're and even if they're writing it, sing stuff that they don't have any feeling about at all, and then
Yeah.
they just do it for the fans.
I mean, at some point, I feel like that's a pitfall of success because I'm not talking about like myself. I'm talking about like successful, uber successful. Let's just take Eminem. I'm not talking bad about Eminem when I say that I'm sure in his own mind he's had issues getting inspired, feeling creative. I'm sure he's been in ruts. And, there are stories of Eminem where like he, would have certain artists around him to get inspired. That's every type of artist. Once you hit at that plateau or that pinnacle, it's hard to when you start making music, it's fun, it's your passion and all that. But once you start getting good and you start building like fan base or whatever and all that, you start making money, right? You start becoming an actual mainstream artist or whatever. Once you get the success and the fucking, fame and all that stuff, there's a point where you're like, fuck, like what now? Right? And I think that's where the question you asked, like, do you think there's people that make music? Yeah, bro. Because I feel like once you get to this point, you know that you're making money. If you put some shit out, it's going to sell this much. But
How long have those people been in the business, though? You know what I mean?
a long ass time.
So I feel like if there's a variable to it, there's a variable to it. But originally, when people are making music, I feel like everybody's making music for themselves. That's why I'm saying it might be my mistake, and I might see the better in people. But when I say that,
I think
No,
that
I agree with
because
you.
it's a passionate thing. I don't think that anybody's just singing something. Okay, like we had a discussion before. If you're singing music that's not yours, or you're parodying something, then
Right.
obviously that's not personal. But if you're singing something that you created, that you were working hand in hand with producing, you know what I mean? Like, because you're the voice. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just
I
gonna
agree with
disagree.
you, but I disagree with you.
I'm gonna
But
disagree
I'm
with
also
you.
I'm also not an artist in that perspective. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm not seeing it how you guys are seeing
I
it.
would
I'm seeing it as a consumer.
I would disagree with you just because, like, not even like me being even on that success level. There's been times where like I've sat there and like somebody has asked me to do a song with them, and I didn't give a fuck at all about anything that I wrote or anything that I said, and I was just doing it because they asked me to, and for that reason, and it was like just some shit that I just was like,
But I think what he's
some
saying
shit.
is like you're ultimately doing it because it's like a passion of yours.
absolutely.
You enjoy doing it, right?
Yeah,
That's
but
what you're saying,
Yeah,
right?
I mean that's what I'm trying to say. So it's no matter what, you're making the music for yourself. I mean,
Right.
down the line, you're making choices because
well,
of
here,
different variables.
I have a question. So there are artists, I guess, or Instagram people or like influencers or whatever you want to call them that literally make a career off just like memes, trolling,
Yeah.
all those types. I don't even want to name them right now.
Right.
But like we can all think of a person or a couple people that literally got on from just doing that shit.
Yeah.
Now, do you
absolutely.
think they were passionate about that?
No.
When they made this type of song or this
No.
type of thing that went viral?
No.
So that's where I would say
But
like, no, they weren't
at the
probably.
same
They probably
time,
just
though-
wanted fame or clout, which is a
Right.
hell of a drug,
Exactly.
or money. And even those people, bro, as I've gotten older, I try not to even down talk them because I'm like, I don't know their situation.
Yeah.
Like, what if whatever the crazy shit they were doing got them to a point where they got to like feed their fam?
Absolutely.
In a way, it's like I'm conflicted because as a human, I support that. But as like a person who's consuming their content, I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't like that content.
But then again,
and I'm forced to consume it.
That's the thing. At some point, it's like anybody will do anything to take care of their family. You know what I mean? At
a
some
certain
point,
extent, yeah.
to a certain extent, pretty much anybody to push to that limit, you'll do anything.
So would you or you?
Well, I was just gonna say before we answer that, I think that that's still a little bit different in the sense that you still have to work for that, though. So even if that person, well, think about it though. So there's people out there that go viral off videos, right? So they make a couple videos, they go viral off videos. So the longevity of that, they still have to put effort into it to still go viral off those videos. You can't go viral on a couple videos.
You definitely can go viral by just like paying for it though.
Yeah, but YouTube kicks that stuff off. But you can't sit here and pay for something and not get banned. Your account will get banned eventually. You'll get flagged. You really think that people are sitting there and buying all these views?
Sometimes you can. Yeah,
I think
you can get
that
around
there
it.
are definitely people out there that have the finances to pump money into shit. where may not be
But
that
then that's a different
passionate to
discussion.
them or that serious to them, but they know that with enough fucking money behind it, it's gonna get traction or get viral or whatever, and then they're gonna get more opportunities from that.
Do you know why you